Okay, brother, we're going to have some fun with this one today. Should we avoid watching porn? Yes or no? I'm going to be sharing the pros and cons of watching porn. So let's jump straight into this. Below in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see a red box that says subscribe. If these videos and tools are useful for you, then click on that box so that as soon as I bring out the newest videos, you'll get those straight away. Okay, this was difficult for me because you will already know. Was it possible for Shay to come up with any pros about porn? I have done it, but to be honest, I just want to say from the offset, the list of cons is a hell of a lot longer. Okay, so the first one, it allows us to understand and explore different kinks, right? Different positions, new ideas, things that we wouldn't necessarily have got from conversations that we've had, whether it's sex education, conversation with our parents, or definitely not, it wouldn't have come from those. So it gives us, I guess, in a way, a sense of exploring our what we're into, what kind of things we like trying out. So that's the first thing, allows us to try out different kinks. Second thing, it gives us a sense of who we are into. Is it women? Is it men? Is it both? That's the second thing that I thought, okay, yeah, porn maybe allows us to, when we're at an age where we're still open-minded or open to exploring, that it allows us to start to understand where our sexual attraction is. Okay, and the third area is around sexually, porn it can make us more open-minded because we have been used to seeing different types of porn, experiencing different types of people in porn, and seeing different things happening in porn in terms of whether it's positions or scenes or toys or whatever it may be. So it means that we have more of an open mind when it comes to sex, which I believe is a positive thing. For a long time, if you think about our parents, grandparents and beyond, sex was like a very taboo subject, very closed-minded, and it was just it wasn't exactly sexually open-minded, right? Let's just leave it at that. I think you get what I mean. Okay, on to the cons. I have lists of the cons. So I'm going to go through quickly the ones that stood out to me that I wrote down straight away. I could write even more down, but I'm going to go through the ones that stood out to me, and then I'm going to go in a bit more detail about the top 3 reasons why not to watch porn. So, quickly through the list. First of all, it gives us unnatural levels of dopamine in our body. And why is this dangerous? Because it becomes difficult to replicate that in real life. Our brain doesn't know the difference between we're watching a screen or a person's actually in front of us. So when there's these unnatural supercharged levels of dopamine being released with porn, because we're able to access anything immediately, it goes from 0 to 100 miles an hour straight away. This causes a natural stimulation in our brain, and it's not possible to replicate the same thing in person. So therefore, in-person sex can become less pleasurable if we watch too much porn. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is that this pleasure reward loop that gets created in our mind is very easy to get created with porn because it is so tied. Sexuality, procreation is so tied to our main function, one of our main functions of being a human being. So anything around sex is very easy to form positive or negative patterns around this. Third thing, porn keeps us in a zone of comfortability, right? It's easier for me to not put myself out there because what if I don't get it right? What if I don't give it to them in the best possible way? What if I don't stay hard? All of these questions that we have and natural things that happen through the journey of learning, porn makes it easier to avoid those things and stay in a zone of comfortability. Fourth, it's a waste of time, right? If I spend hours watching porn, if I add up the amount of time that I used to spend watching porn each week, I could be doing things way more productive with that time. So it's a waste of time. Fifth, it's a waste of mindset. When we think about our energy and vitality in life is a finite resource. Each day we have a certain amount of energy before we start getting, pretty sleepy or not able to make decisions as effectively. When we are watching porn, when we're jerking off, doing these kinds of things, particularly watching porn, it is using that energy that we could be using more effectively in other parts of our life. The next one, number 6, is easy to use as an escape. So when we get stressed after a day at work, or something's happened that we're not in control of, or that stressed us out, porn, easy escape. And what happens? We create the loop. When I feel stressed, I go and watch porn. It's not difficult to create that kind of thing. Okay, next, it can lead to erection issues. And why is that? Well, for some of the reasons that I've laid out here, particularly the first one, it becomes difficult to recreate the same levels of dopamine stimulation in real life compared to watching porn. So that means that it's more difficult for us to get hard in real life compared to when we're on our own watching porn. Another one, we retreat from society. Okay, so this links to comfortability zone, but what happens when it's comfortability stacked on top, more comfortability, more avoiding situations? What does that equal over a long period of time? We retreat from society, then we question our identity, we question our worth as a man. Who am I? And we start having existential thoughts about the world. Why am I here? What's my purpose? Am I adding any value in life? And the final two, porn can get, not always, but it can get more extreme the more time we watch it, because we're trying to chase the same level of pleasure, trying to meet the same level of dopamine need in our body. And it's exactly like taking drugs, right? It's a similar pattern here, that most drug takers don't start with heroin. It's a build up to something stronger because they're trying to chase the same level of high. So the same with porn, we're trying to chase the same level of high. Okay, and then the final one around here, which I think is really important. It gives us a warped perception, a dangerous perception of what sex is in reality and what people's bodies are like, what our bodies are like in reality. Porn distorts that. It totally distorts it. Let me give you some examples, but I think I'll do a separate video on this. Dick size is one. That's one comparison that we know, we've all done that. Second, with women, the shape of the vulva, right? I was reading recently on some porn films, it's even tucked in, it's changed. It's modified on the screen of how it comes across to look like the perfect vulva or the perfect vagina, right? These things are fake. It's been digitally modified. Another one is around the amount you shoot, or how much we shoot, or how we shoot. You know, these kind of things, sometimes it's not even real what's going on in porn. Sometimes the people are not even having sex in porn. It's just camera angles to make it look that way. So out of that whole list of the cons, which you can tell, if I was waving a flag, I'm waving a flag for the cons. I'm on that side to not watch porn because it's not worth it. All right, there's some pros in there, yes, but when we think about, is it worth the trade-off in life? Not really. 3 that I want to just highlight as the biggest cons, so biggest reasons why not to watch porn. 1, that last one that I mentioned around, it gives us unrealistic expectations, warped understandings and dangerous understandings of other people's bodies, body types, and our own, what my body should or shouldn't be doing. The second one that I feel is really important is that porn puts us in this zone of comfortability where we retract from society, avoid putting ourselves out there, and then we start questioning our life. None of us want to go through that shit. I've been there. You have probably been there as well. There's enough challenge in life. We don't need to add even more challenge. All right. And then the other one is creating dangerous, unnatural levels of dopamine that become difficult to replicate in real life and can lead to erection problems. Who wants erection problems for the rest of their life? None of us do. Okay, so we've gone through the list of reasons for and against porn. I think you can tell where I'm standing. Where do you stand? I would love to hear what you think in the comments. And remember to hit that subscribe button in the red box if you would like to get the newest videos, newest tools as I bring them out each week so that you can try them in your own life. Okay, thank you, brother.